Hey everybody, Joy here. It is Monday again. Monday, what day is it? 23rd, June 23rd, 2025. And we're still here at our other house because other things keep breaking. We had an air conditioner that started leaking out in the garage. We've had that checked half a dozen times, but Jerry wants to have it checked again. And the batteries went dead in Jerry's dozer. What is it with batteries this summer? So the air conditioner guy is coming today, and the battery dozer guy is coming tomorrow, and so hopefully we'll get to go home on Wednesday this time. I had to cancel a doctor appointment. Jerry had to cancel a doctor appointment, but that's just the way it is. When you have two houses, and Jerry and I were just the type, if something breaks, we want it fixed, and we want it fixed now. We're not going to let it get worse and maybe cause other damage because we didn't fix it. So I have a project. This whole video has been made already. And it's a new thing I kind of did. I don't know if you've ever seen me do it before, but it's a fun thing that you can do with the commercial pattern industry going defunct or bankrupt, or I don't know what it's going, but anyway, what does it mean when all the patterns go to a liquidator? I guess they're all going to get sold to somebody. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I'm going to show you how to make your own pattern. How about that? Well, your own style, really. And then, if you watch to the very end, don't you love it when people say that? I'm going to do the beginning and the end right now. So if you watch to the very end, I'll show you how I fixed a problem that I ended up with in the finished garment. Okay, so we're going to start the video a few days ago, right here. So I decided to show you what I'm doing this morning. Do y'all know about Sally? This is Sally Silhouette. I downloaded it. It's free. It's from Sure Fit Designs. And if you look under free stuff, you'll find her. Her name's Sally. I've deleted, she was saying something up here with the word bubble. I deleted that. So I just wanted to have her. So what do you do with Sally? I found a knit garment. They're trying to get me to sign up for a class, and I don't need to take the class, but I thought this garment was really cute. I like the way it is down at the bottom. And of course, I can make that without going and taking a class. So what you do is you get your Silhouette Sally and you draw it on her, see? And then you need a file folder, and then you need to keep it. Unless you make a pattern out of it and then you name it. Now, the way you name your silhouette patterns, let me see if I can hold this camera with my other hand and not make you all dizzy. The way you name your silhouette patterns is you put a date. So right here, I will put 6/21/25, and that will be the number of this pattern, and then I can make an envelope. And so I might make this today. You know, every day is a new adventure. So that's what I want to do. And somebody said they love learning from me, but they haven't learned how to slap down their ruler yet. So let me show you. You have to have this special ruler, and this one's broken. I dropped it on the floor the other day. It's from Dritz. And you can get it in my Amazon store, or just go to Amazon and you can find it. I think I have 4 or 5 of them. I love it because you can slap it down. See? So anyway, my friend out there, get you one of these and then you can slap it down real easy. All right, so my first two look really crazy. This one looked like she had a slip underneath it and it was falling down. I don't know, that just didn't look good at all. And so then I tried again. And that still looks terrible. And I was coloring with a washable marker, and that was kind of hard to color with. So over here I decided to make another one and color with a highlighter. That was a lot easier to color with. But I think I've got her right now. Peggy Sagers does this all the time. So she'll measure the picture from the shoulder to the bottom of the garment. Then she will figure out how much of that length is from the shoulder to this piece, and then how much of that length is from here to here. Well, I tried doing that. I wasn't really good at it because it came up with a real funky number. But I did try it. So, fun. And can I make it? Yes, I can. Now, here's the next issue. And I can tell by the garment that this piece is not all the way up underneath here. This piece is sewn on right here, like that. That piece is. You don't have to cut a piece all the way up there, so you definitely have to know your measurements to cut this piece here. And what about the back? The back, now there's a back of Sally somewhere, but the back of her, if you turned her around, the back is gonna, let me see, it would have to go like this, I think. See, these are things you have to deal with in your brain. Okay, so I figured it out. The back has to be like that dotted line there. This triangle here doesn't matter because the back is in the back, so it doesn't matter that it's offset from this little triangle right there. See? I would have to cut a pattern piece for the front, a pattern for the back, a pattern for this little skirt section, and a pattern for the sleeve because it is a set-in sleeve. And then I will make the neck actually straight on the lady instead of falling off one shoulder. Actually, that's how blouses usually hang on me anyway, falling down my low shoulder. Oh my. Okay, so instead of doing the outfit I'm supposed to be making, I'm getting very off track again. So I don't care. It's fun. Hey, I gotta show you guys something. I want you to notice my floor today. Hello. Oh yes. I really do clean up after every project. So my friend Philly finally helped me, and she helped me get that bottom part. She said it's closer to her leg and it's farther down her hip. So I got it drawn right. So how am I going to do this? I am going to start with the exact same pattern that I made in my last video, the pink with the white dots. Fit Nice System. So what I will do is I will cut out a new pattern and I will have the whole front. The whole front. So I won't use this. I'll use this to draw it, but I'll have a whole front. And then I can take that whole front and chop it up into this. So I'll show you how. Okay? Who says that? There's some cook lady. She's the nicest lady. Really, really good. She's got like 50 million viewers. And she does cooking. And on the back of her shirt it always says, "Watch me and I'll show you how." The first thing you have to do is find some wide paper. So this was over there, something I left here, thank goodness. And it's called Easy Pattern. Pellon. Maybe you guys can get this. I'll have to look and see and put it in my store if it's not there. Pellon Easy Pattern 830. And it's nice. You could use this to try on, pin it together and try it on, and look how wide it is. It's really wide. See? So I'll put my pattern here on the fold and trace it, and then when I open it up, it'll be a whole pattern. Easy peasy on Easy Pattern. So I used pattern weights. I did have to go iron this Easy Pattern because it was kind of crinkled up, but it ironed super easy. I put not a drop cloth, a press cloth on top of it, just in case, but it ironed super easy. So I have the center front of my Fit Nice System dolman sleeve T pattern. I have the center front on the center fold of this paper. I measured me down to, from my shoulder down to how long I think this is going to be, added a couple inches, so I spread it way down here. I just brought it straight down from this edge here, from the side seam straight down, because I don't go out at the legs. My thighs, I'm pretty flat. I'm flat here and I'm flat here. So I just went straight down. But if you need to go out, go out. I mean, if anybody even cares. Then let me get my cutting rulers. Makes it so much easier for a straight cut. And my favorite rulers are, who knows, for a special prize, Quilters Select. This cutter is absolutely horrible. I rolled over a couple. It feels like I must have rolled over about 10 pins with it. You can just feel the bumps in it when you're using it. For the straight parts, I use the ruler. There's one side that has to be up and one side that has to be down, because one side's non-slip, and it's a really good non-slip. Yeah. There we go. This is what you're after, because you've got to design the front of this like you did on Sally's silhouette. You got to do it for your body. Well, I can't do it with these gloves on. The floor is going to be full again. Ta-da! See there? A whole front pattern. I'm going to mark center front, which right now is just an iron fold. And then I'll cut it up. I will see if I need to make it a little smaller. No, it's just right at the hip, just right. And you can always take it in on the sides, you know, so I'm going to leave it just like it is. And now I'm going to figure out how to make it be the pattern that I drew on Sally. Where is my final? My final one I didn't color because I don't have any colored pencils here. I have so many colored pencils, and I took them all to the other house. So here she is. Mine's going to be a dolman sleeve now, so it's going to be up here, and not down there. So let's erase that 3/4 sleeve. Yeah, so mine's going to be like this now. Not a set-in sleeve. But still, the same thing, see? Fun, fun, fun. So now I have to figure out how far down is this point, how far down is this point, and how far down is this point and this point on my pattern over there. So I'll play with that for a while. I have no idea what this is. I thought maybe that's a pointer. Okay, so here's what I've got. So here's my whole front. Here's center front. Here is the one piece. It's going to be cut on that purple line right there. Add seam allowances. When you cut your top apart into pieces, you can make any kind of pieces you want. You can cut it in 10 pieces like a puzzle. But you have to add seam allowances to sew it back together. Okay? So I'll make a seam allowance here so I can finish this edge, make a seam allowance here, or a hem, so I can hem that edge, and make a hem here to hem that edge, and probably just make a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch. Okay? So I measured my girl here, and I decided that this is 1/2 of this. And I decided that this is 1/3 of this. This is 2/3, this is 1/3. Doesn't look like it, but that's what it measures. And then this is 1/2 of that. And then the back has to join to this piece, this corner here, and this corner here when I fix the back. So I'm not going to cut the back up at all. But if I get this and I like it, I'm going to do it again and do some embroidery, I hope. So we'll see. And of course, when you have this cut out, it doesn't look that great when it's not pinned together. But you can go hold it up to the front of you. And you can see, do you like that neckline? This neckline looks way too little. But the last one I cut out of the pink, the super stretchy fabric, was too wide. But the thing about it is, I can cut this neckline. I can make that a V, I can make it a U, I can do lots of things with it. After I actually get the fabric cut out, you can change the neckline. Especially how close it is to your neck. Okay? And then this red dashed line right here is showing the back. In fact, I could use this same pattern, except no, you can't, because mine has a full bust adjustment in it, and the back has this way back and a round back, so I can't use this. But in the Fit Nice system, the back and the front are actually the same, but not in my system. Because I am a dark girl. So let's try it just for fun and see what we come up with. I gotta go find some fabric. So I have my pattern ready. Remember, I'm making this. I don't have any crayons, and I didn't want to color it in again because I already colored it in like 4 times. But can you see what I'm making? And look at the fabric I found to make it with. It doesn't stretch all over the place, so I may be able to leave the neckline like it originally was. On the pink one with the polka dots, the neckline came out so wide, but it's super, super stretchy. This is not. This doesn't stretch near as much. This is like a ponte. I don't know that it is a ponte, but it's like one. So see, it stretches quite a bit. It does, probably 25%, I would say, but not 50% or 80%. So it will be much more what they call stable. So, super cute, super cute. I'm gonna cut it out, and then I'm gonna sew it together, and then I'm gonna show it to y'all. So, stay with me. Alright, so we started out with this. I colored it with yellow highlighter. We started out with a picture on the internet. It was from all these classes they give in Dallas every year. I've gone there a couple times, but I'm not going back again. And anyway, they send me the announcement every year to tell me all the teachers that are going to be there. And so one of the teachers was wearing this. I think I showed it to you already on this video. So I decided I wanted to make it. Now, the one online had 3/4 sleeves, maybe long sleeves. They were set-in sleeves, whatever length they were. Mine are dolman. Now, what I hate about dolman is all of this extra stuff you get here. Even with me putting a full bust adjustment in this, you still get the extra. But without the full bust adjustment, it would be a whole lot more extra. So how do you think I did? I don't know how she was standing. How was she standing? Hello? Put your belly in. Belly in. Ah! My back, you know. Shoulders back. Belly in. I can't do that. I'm hurting myself. Belly in. Shoulders back. Head up. Chin out. I've watched so many videos. If I put them all together, it'd be a pretzel. So the back has all of the wrinkles in the arm too, and I decided that the back needs a bigger round back. Somebody asked me the other day how to do a round back in a dolman. Well, I'll tell you. Now this pattern already had a round back in it because I traced it from another pattern that already had that in it. No, it isn't. It's right there. I can see it. There's the round back right there that I had in it already. It looks like a rat chewed it. I don't know what that's about. But you can see how I started here with a regular armhole. And so when I had the regular armhole, I put the round back in it right up here. I've never seen myself do one that looks like it was eaten. You see that crickety line? I must have been drunk that day. I don't know what on, since I don't drink much. But today, I added the yellow, and I just cut it from the center back all the way over to the arm. It's putting less than 1/8 of an inch here in the arm, what do you call it, the dolman sleeve. So the main thing that I need is right here. And center back to nothing over there. So if you don't need a lot, you don't have to cut the sleeve off. You can just do it the whole way over. I heard somebody say that, and I think it was Peggy Savers. Okay? So I'm feeling bound at the shoulders. I don't know what that's about. Shoulder slope may not be right on me. We need to check that. Because it feels like it's, I can see I've got plenty of room, but it feels like it needs to be taken in this way here. Yeah, it feels like it needs to be taken in this way. The shoulder needs to have more room here at the tip. So I need to check on that. But I can wear it. Nobody will ever care about that or know about that. But to go from a picture, wherever you've seen the picture, there's pictures of clothes everywhere. You know, I just love to watch people. We were watching church this morning, and we watched Cornerstone Church from San Antonio. We watched their live service when we're here. At our other house, we go to a real church. I mean, an actual church building. Cornerstone's a real church. They're going to think it's a fake church, Joy. But when I go, either place, Sunday school class, church, restaurants, on TV. Judy Kessinger says she likes to watch the news, the ladies and what they wear on the news channels where she lives, Kentucky and California, and she copies what the newscaster ladies wear a lot. But I just love to see what people wear. And so then if I see something I like, and so does Philly, I've talked about it before, we see if we can copy it. Because we're not going to go buy it. Peggy, we should call this the Peggy channel. Peggy does the coolest thing. Watch one of her videos. Watch the last video. Silhouette patterns. Thursday night. What to sew or how to sew or what to make or something. But she goes to these stores, these fancy stores, and she takes pictures of clothes. And this last Thursday, this is June 22 today, 2025. So Thursday before this, she has a show, and if you watch it, she talks about all of these clothes she took pictures of because she wanted us to see how extremely simple they are to copy. Some of those things are $1,200 for a top, $2,000 for a simple dress. A top like this, $800? Come on. It's absurd. It's just absurd. But they sell. And so many of them, I thought they were just ugly. I didn't care for them at all. Lots of them. Usually it's the shirt dresses. I don't like the way they put them together with the belts and the jewelry and stuff. There was one simple dress that had this gigantic, huge necklace with these big tassel things hanging from it. Great big round thing, and then these big tassels hanging from it. If you rip that off of her, and imagine what that necklace cost. It was probably $500-600. Probably maybe twice that. What do I know? I never go shopping at those fancy stores. But she goes to, what's the store she goes to? It's been so long since I've been shopping. I can't even think of the name of it. But I mean, it's like at a mall. You know, it's not like New York City. It's like a real store. What do you think about my blouse I copied? I think it's adorable. I really enjoyed making this. You know, I like puzzles. And this was a puzzle. The back didn't change at all. All I had to do to the back is put more of a round back for next time, not this time. And I added a 1/2 inch at the bottom for a hem. The front was my puzzle piece. So I started out with a whole front, and I ended up with this piece. Now let me see, where do I go from here? Where's the angle? Up here? Yeah. So this, look how simple. And I had raised this neck. The last one I made, the neck came out way wide. So I raised the neck. Turned out this neck almost strangled me. There's a big difference in knits. Big difference. Those slinky ITY knits, they really relax and they really stretch out. This one hardly does. And this one feels like it was made out of a rubber plant. I'm not really crazy about how it feels, really. It's kind of a little bit stiff. So this was the top. You can see how I cut the angle at the bottom, added a 1/2 inch for a hem, and then this is the piece that goes right here. And it goes from here to here, see? So, I had to add seam allowance all the way around. And then you have to put this, hem this piece first, right here. It has to be finished because it's going to hang down. See? And then I top stitched these 2 pieces to hold the seam down inside. It was so fun! So fun! What pattern did we start with? Fit nice. This pattern right here. Look at how many times I've made this pattern. None of these garments, here's the pink with the white dots, none of these garments feel like they're resting up here on my shoulder knobs. Why does this one feel like that? I have no idea. It feels like it's right? You know, clothes have a feeling. That's one reason I love to sew. I can make my clothes comfortable. If they aren't comfortable, comfort's number one. I don't care who's wearing what, in what movie, on what movie star, on what queen, on what king, on what planet. If it isn't comfortable on me, I'm not wearing it. So, one reason to sew is to get things to feel good on your body and to fit good. So, I don't know, maybe it's the seam allowance I'm feeling. Maybe it's my imagination. I don't know. But it's rubbing my neck. I think I just don't like this fabric. I love the color of it. And it's just a knit. I've been talking for 10 minutes, and when I edit this, I'm just going to cut it all out. I'm so goofy today. It is a pretty day. The rain has stopped. The sun is shining, and my doctor told me I have to walk 30 minutes continuous every day. So I'm going to go outside and walk continuous and go see what my husband's doing out there on his bulldozer. So I'm going to end this video right here. It's probably going to be a short one. But tell me what you think. See something you like. Find some pattern in your stash that you can cut up and make into the style you saw that you liked. So the last clip, you saw me wearing this cute top that I made. And I told you that the neck was bugging me. It was rubbing my skin. And the shoulder seam was resting on my, what did I call them? My sprockets, my balls, my, whatever I called them. They were resting right here. I could just feel the blouse hanging in these two places and rubbing on my neck. I figured out what's wrong with it. Usually when you sew a knit, you don't have to worry about things like that because it's a stretchy fabric. Well, this fabric is so stable and it hardly stretches at all. Maybe 5% stretches, that very, very little. It should have been treated like a woven from the beginning. So what happened? When you finish the neck, the way Judy Kessinger tells you to, it's called the Chanel trim. You cut, in most knits, you cut the facing or you cut the trim and you shrink it. You make it smaller than the neck hole because you don't want the neck to stretch, and when you make the band a little bit smaller, it holds everything in place and keeps it from stretching. Well, that's what I did. I cut the band, the width of the neck, then I cut it littler. I cut an inch off of it. That's what Judy Kessinger does. She cuts an inch off of it, then you take a ½ inch seam, that's another inch gone, so that's 2 inches. So what's wrong is the neck is just too little. It's too little and it's too tight. And so not only did it come out too little because I shrunk it, it pulls the top in, so it makes me feel the fabric right here instead of it just relaxing because it's too tight at the neck. See, if you pull it in at the neck, it's going to pull it in here too. So I'm going to show you how to fix it. You want to see? Come with me. I have done this before on ready to wear. I don't know that I've ever had to do it on something I've made. So this neckline is sewn down to never move. Ever move. It has been understitched. It has been top stitched. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it on the top stitching. I'm just, get yourself a good pair of scissors. I'm going to cut it on the top stitching, and I'm telling you that is going to release this instantly. My top stitching should be perfectly round. See there? Just cutting it off, and oh, look at that, just relaxed already. It just relaxed. Oh yes, very nice. Gotta have a good pair of scissors. You could do it with a rotary cutter, but to see it really good, I want to just see I'm cutting directly on my top stitching is what I'm doing. Directly. I'll show you up close. See? This is before I cut it. You can see the top stitching. And this is after. Oh, this is going to feel like a different top. I wore it the rest of the day yesterday, and it was okay. but I still didn't like the feel of the neck and the shoulders, but I wore it all day. It wasn't that bad. Other people probably wouldn't even care, but I have such sensitive skin. I'm telling you, I can feel if I cut my hair, and I cut my hair all the time, but I'll cut my bangs right here, and I'll cut it over the sink, and then I'll get the hair out of the sink and throw it in the trash. One itty bitty 1/16 inch piece of hair could fall in my bra. It feels like a tack. And I cannot stand it. It hurts so bad. And I can't find it. I take the bra off, can't even find it. So I have to use one of those sticky rollers to even find out where it is, get it to come off. Yeah. So I don't like itchy, scratchy things. Here we go, we're almost done. Why don't I take the stitches out? Because this one has a little enough neck that I think I can let it out this much. We shall see. I'll put it on in a second and show you. I'm so glad that I learned to not be afraid to cut. I used to be afraid to do some other stuff too. And I'm not afraid anymore. Oh, I used to be afraid to loosen the tension in my bobbin on a sewing machine. Look at that. So much looser. Now, that doesn't give me a lot of room, but what I can do is put another trim on it and let it stand up a 1/2 inch. You can do that. But I think it'll be just fine. Let me put it on and you tell me what you think, okay? Let me go over here. Nobody wants to see a granny in her bra. Ta-da! Oh yes. Oh yes. Comfort, comfort. See? It's not too big, is it? And it's not rubbing me. It's not rubbing me anymore. I'm going to turn that under 3/8 inch and top stitch it like I did the pink one. That way it is the size it is. The band isn't going to change it. But look at this band. Oh, it stretches, but still it was just so itchy. So I'm going to fold it down and top stitch it, and then that will fix the neck, and I will be much, much happier with it. Really like the top. Okay? All right. That's the end of this video. I hope you'll try to do a simple change, especially if you own the Fit Nice patterns. Because the Fit Nice pattern is one front and one back. If you do the dolman sleeve, that's it. If you want a set-in sleeve, then it's one front, one back, and a sleeve. Now, that's for most people, actually. For me, and I said this somewhere in this video, I put so many fit corrections into the front and the back that my front and back are definitely way different from each other. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to be picky like I am. You can sew that thing together and it'll still fit you better than what you buy at the store. All right? Love you all. Thank you for watching. I'll probably not see you again until I'm back at my other house. And I'll probably be working on Willie. That's right. His name is Willie. Only one person cared. So that's what he's going to be called from now on. Mr. Willie, the Scarecrow. Bye for now. Let me know what you think. If I can do it, who says that all the time? Alicia? Somebody always says, if I can do it, you can do it. And that's the truth. That's it for today. I won't torture you anymore. Bye.